Hello and welcome to oh no, I've been Spookied 2020. Yeah, that's the name of what we've last year. We're stuck with it. That's just it. And welcome to a song of horror, perverted by my a cappella dipshittery. Talk about stuff in a bit, but for now, let's just get started. So, this is actually kind of understated intro. What I know about this game, I know two things, and I'm assuming a third. The assumption was that it seems to be a game where the horror is potentially of a cosmic nature, as seems to be the case given the fucking black. Alright. Well, this isn't good. The two things that I know, one of which, yeah, I'm doing that. That controller, in fact. The two things that I know, one that I think I know, is that one, this game has multiple characters and has a permadeath system. The other, that it is a game with fixed cameras. Don't know the control method. I'm going to hazard a guess it's not going to be tank controls as much as I would like that, and as much as those would accompany a fixed camera well, or that is slightly jittery.
Home sweet home.
Oh, we're going. Right, okay, right, made him turn to his left. It is not tank controls. It is purely based on the camera's perspective. Oh my. Oh my. This is a sluggish man. Oh. People say tank controls are clunky. Good God, you have not touched this. Okay, I want somebody test here. I'm going to hold down. We're going to transition to the next scene. We'll see if he keeps walking forward or what happens. That's important. Okay, he keeps moving. What happens if I rotate the stick? And then he changes over to the new camera angle. That's good to know. Oh, so there's no, there's no time controls. That is not an option. It is not an option. You say so. Ooh. Oh, you are a stubborn fecker in the move. Well, first things first, horror game. Check the toilet. Did you try doing something? Alright. Ah, dear, dear, dear. Oh. He gets stuck on everything. And say, look how long it takes him to turn around. Right. Is it consistent? Okay. Well, you have to be... You cannot change your mind on where you're going, because he does not like it, or rather, it takes him a while to process the thought. Right? I'm going to put my microphone, I'm going to put this near the mic. Forward and back. Look at that. A quick 180 turn. This is not. Alright. Sebastian P. Husher, the historical fiction author. He sold 4 million copies of his last novel. That does not say what that is, because that would require having to come up with something. In his vinyl collection. Alright. Telephone. Picture of someone. Okay. Oh, this is going to take a second to get the grips to these controls. I'll say one thing here. This looks quite nice. There's notice here like the depth of field there on the right, and there's notice that clock too. Your man's face is it's a bit lumpy. Let's go with that. Lumpy. You lumpy man. Like, this room looks really nice, actually. I should say I'm playing this on high. I hope my PC can handle it. This is a newer game. Did I normally record? For the love of God, Daniel. Okay, this is a good thing to note. If I touch the stick at all to move, any prompt goes away. Wait, this is squeaking. Alright, the plates are squeaking clean. So you're very good at cleaning the plates, not necessarily at cleaning anything else. Right. I will forever and ever maintain tank controls are great. Because this... there is a learning curve, and not in the tank controls learning curve where you need to figure out that... Okay. Okay. And finally... Ooh, the camera. That's the camera. Look at the camera. That's not a camera. The dot confused me. A tank control learning curve for me, at the very least, was realizing that your movement is always dependent on the character. Ooh.
Oh, crikey, seriously? Hello?
Daniel, it's me, Etienne. Hey, we've got a bit of a major emergency going on here.
Oh, you're joking. Friday evening, and there's an emergency?
This is serious business. Sebastian Husher is nowhere to be found, and his manuscript should have been at the office by Tuesday. He won't
Perhaps he
call,
wished to
hasn't shown
keep
up at
his
office at the
manuscript.
university. He's vanished into
Hush,
thin
hush.
air.
Oh, don't screw with me, Etienne. Call
Yes,
him on
I hear the
Monday or
distant
send
applause.
a courier for him. I just got in the door less than 5 minutes ago.
I go myself, but I've got to attend Albert's performance in half an hour. Plus, Husher's house is closer to your place than it is to mine. Come on, man. The sooner you go, the sooner you'll get back home.
You're going to owe me a big fat favor.
Whatever you want. Write this down. 4 Abbott Thomas Road, in the old housing developments along Highway EB-15.
EB-15? Good God, that's out in the sticks. I plan to take a few days off after this.
Well, we'll talk about that once you find him. Oh, and if he gives you the manuscript, don't show it to anyone. And don't go selling it off to the highest bidder.
I'll see what I can do. We'll ring you up when I get back.
Thanks, Dan. You're saving my skin.
Alright, I guess we're off to hunt down Alan Wake.
Again. Another Friday evening and I'm working as an errand boy. I suppose they're too important over at Wake Publishers to come looking for jolly old Husher themselves. Shit. Even I should be too important for that. Though I mustn't overstretch my complaints. Rising from my lot as a drunkard and financial ruin to that of an errand boy is actually quite an improvement. If only things had gone a bit better for the company, or I'd got on the wagon a bit sooner. Damn, Sophie did the right thing when she divorced me. I would have divorced myself in her place. Daniel Neuer, the bloody alcoholic. Chin up, you. That is Daniel Neuer, the bloody ex-alcoholic, after all. Wake Publishers employee by day, Wake Publishers screwed over lackey by evening. Even Friday evenings.
Really hung up on it being Friday.
But if I could find Husher, I have a feeling my status at the company would rise quite a bit. After all, he is the publishing firm's biggest star. Let's cross our fingers and hope he's home.
I wonder, like, they spend a lot of time basically building up of, he hasn't had the bestest times as of late out as our Daniel. So I wonder, are we heading towards basically a Silent Hill situation? Well, I suppose the Silent Hill 2 situation. I guess, like, that's a lot of time to spend talking about basically his demons and so on. That has to factor in some capacity. Really driving home the Friday. Alright. This is probably it's going to be as bright as this game is going to get, I'm going to guess. I mean, he doesn't necessarily have to. You don't know. Now, what I'm going to say now, I wasn't going to read that out, so I thought, hey, you can probably read that, but that's a bit small. However, I had a quick perusal of the options. You know what? Let's make a... Where am I? Oh god, help me. Here. Let's see what this looks like. Also, yeah, look at this. Can you tell that this game's story might be based around literary works in some capacity? And also the fact that we're after an author? Warning, if you change the language... I did not change the language. See? That's... Is that bigger? Well, let's just go with that. Now let's have we check around the side first here. Oh! Left trigger sprints. Nice. When you take the side door, Nick, take them in. You're not one for exploring, are you, Daniel? With your trot. Alright.
Hello? Is that music? I'd better take a look.
Yeah, don't close the door after you or anything. Light source. Each character has their own light source. Turn off and on. Right trigger, right stick. Right click it on. Once it's on, you can choose the direction in which you want to point the light. Alright. Specific areas. Also have to interact with objects. You might not be right in front of your character. Your light source will never run out. Use it as much as you need. Yes! Lovely! A fucking torch with batteries with a lifespan longer than 10 fucking seconds. Yes, Daniel is quite happy about this too. He is enthused about the eternal torch. I'm trying to figure out why this is funny. I think it parts his arm, parts obviously his head, and the stiff rotation of also the fact that the rest of his body is fucking static. It's like Resident Evil 6 whenever he would do the thumbs up emote, whereas just the arm is just the most anime. It's just I am giving a thumbs up enthusiastically, but the rest of them is just stiff. Oh dear dear. It was a very nice torch though. This is actually I'm surprised. Like I think I have to take a second and realize that this is an indie game, and it looks really nice. Like look at this. Look at the framing and ooh, hats. I mean, people don't have to leave their house for all their fucking clothes. People have more than one pair of clothes. Unlike yourself, I'm guessing, Daniel. Alright, so assuming he wants to bugger off. Oh, this control method is... I love fixed cameras. I hate these regular ass controls when attached to it. Like I was holding down there to keep walking. Like you need to do that to make this control scheme work with fixed cameras. But you know what works better with this control scheme or this camera scheme? Tank controls. They're the greatest. Again, look at this. Look at. It's actually got a big reflection there in the frame, or maybe it's just because that's. No, I'm pretty sure it's reflection. Like maybe some kind of. Hey, look at that. Look at. Ooh, look at your man's face and it's getting. Oh, little things overly impress me so. Now, I'm in two minds. I feel like we shouldn't go upstairs. But upstairs is in the basement. Fuck it, let's have a look.
No, the music isn't coming from upstairs.
So you're saying we should keep going? You're saying we should... Alright. Shall say too, it's just... Alright, how this thing works. Horror games and me playing them. As is a horror game, you kind of want to let the atmosphere and all soak in, so there shall be no editing. Unless things get dire. And believe me, things may get dire. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Also, lessons learned from last year. Every game will be a game I have never played before. I will not be trying that again. So that's nice. Also, as before, one game every week. Unless things go horribly, horribly wrong, like what happened in week 3 last year. Ooh, depth of field. This is a weird thing here where I'm starting to miss old Resident Evil. Just thinking just how grand this house is, and just the amount of stuff and you can walk up to, and like this chair, which I keep walking up into because I can't walk around it. Oh, it's like the classic Resident Evil experience. I don't think those bottles actually did anything to you, Daniel. Can't go around just hurling abuse at random bottles. Something on the door there.
Something on that doorknob.
Yeah, that's close to what I said. God, this is something that I miss from modern Resident Evil. Like I say modern Resident Evil, but it hasn't been a bloody thing since Resident Evil 4. Like Resident Evil 4 was the last thing that had anything of it. Where I missed just walking up to stuff. And just getting a little bit of flavor text. It's lovely. Like it's the kind of thing that made more sense in the older games where you couldn't see the finer details because PlayStation 1, etc. So it's like they used the text to kind of fill it in. So you could picture in your camera angles. You can't do this with the camera lodged up your arsehole. Nor can you do it with the camera rammed through the back of your skull. You can only do it... Actually, no, you could do this also just with a top-down camera if the whole game is like that. But if it was... Shush, 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 shush. Do this one. Fixed camera angles are the great. This is going to be me fucking singing the praises of fixed camera angles. Ooh, bullets. Is it bullets? Oh, it's a match. Matches are like bullets. I mean, they're not at all, but you know, except the red. Okay, the red box made me think of Resident Evil. All right. It actually makes me wonder: is there going to be combat? Like, obviously, there's confrontation source because there is permadeath. But is it the runaway kind of confrontation, or is it the we have something to actually do kind of confrontation? Alright, putting this off long enough. Actions items, examine, press A, then set X. Examine the back side, use the right stick. Okay, so we got proper rotation. Access inventory, unprotected documents, speech impossible at any time, reason B's. You have to hold this. Keep forgetting. First letter from Isaac Faber. I pronounced that correctly. A letter for Husher, found by Daniel in the author's mansion. Post stamped on August 1st, 1998. Trying to think, is when's Resident Evil set? Is this in spec and stuck in Resident Evil? No, I think Resident Evil 2 came out in 98. That's what maybe I'm thinking of. Also, 1988. Maybe related to another game we may be playing later. Dear Sebastian, how are you? To be completely honest, I must admit that we are all impatiently awaiting your latest work. My dear friend, I must ask a favour of you. Enclosed with this letter, you will find one of the latest items we have purchased at the store. An ornate music box with fascinating engravings and tentacles pouring outward, but ignore those. The craftsmanship is astonishing, but something else has caught my eye. Tentacles. Or perhaps I should say ear. The melody, Sebastian. It's peculiar. You have to listen to it for yourself. Put in words there. I had never heard the song before, and my attempts at finding the score, or the name or composer, have failed. I cannot for the life of me get that melody out of my head. Ooh, that's a fucking quick rotation. Would you be willing to help me find any clues regarding this box and this mysterious melody? I would be forever grateful. With the warmest of wishes, Isaac Ferber. P.S. I've enclosed the little information I managed to find about said box. Letter address to Sebastian P. Husher. Sebastian Pusher? So, is that going to be a thing? No, the one do something that's stupid. 25 Abbott Thomas Road 4.
Interesting.
How did he put that on? No, I suppose he could have. What's the thing? How did he put it on there? But I guess he could just be. He may have just left this room. Yeah, let's ignore the slightly. What do you call it? Trophy? Don't know. Whatever you want to call horror door here. That's oozing. Don't like the oozy horror door. Vinyl, classic. Yes. Ha 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 ha. Well, let's go through the impossible door. The impossible oozy door. Wow, that's loud. I think this door is very trepidatious there as it goes me. Oh, can you hear me? Can you hear me? No, go. Woof.
I'd hardly taken a step forward when I heard the door close behind me. When I turned around, the door wasn't there anymore, and all that was left of it was a strange shadow on the wall. I searched. I despaired. And I screamed until my throat began to burn. The candles started to run out, as did the batteries in my torch.
The tutorial prompt lied to me.
Suffocating darkness. The hours went by, until turning into days, and I began to fall in and out of a restless sleep. I would hear voices, sometimes right next to me, other times a few yards away. It seemed like they were coming from the other side of the wall. Desperate cries, howling in horror, and sometimes, the worst of all, a vast, oppressive silence would fall, seeming to emanate from everywhere and nowhere all at once. There was nobody there, just hallucinations, nightmares, black nothingness, and the song from that music box. Trapped in this impossible place, I wondered if I was going to die there.
Well, there's permadeath, and it is me playing, so don't get your hopes up.